All right, so we got the Secret Sons of the Death Guard. And, yeah, Secret 2, let's go.
Arthur, and this is
Hey,
part
Arthur.
4. Yeah, we're doing this again. A while back I was...
Hey, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I liked, because I don't know if these are, like, fictions or, like, fan factions or whatever. But, bro, I like this, bro. He be, like, talking about, like, different, like, facts and stuff like that. I like that a lot.
Doing a series about important Space Marine chapters that were successors of the Legions and Order of the Legions, and I was just doing that back-to-back with Primarch videos, and I got kind of burnt out on Space Marines, so I decided to just kind of shelve it, and now I'm pulling it back off the shelf. So we're going to be covering important Space Marine chapters in Order of the Legions. This is part 14. If you're new here, hi. Do you need to have seen the other parts to understand this one? No. But it would make me happy. So part 14 in order means the Sons of Mortarion, and don't the Sons of Mortarion have a hard time about pretty much everything? They are a weirdly unlucky sort. Even their fall to chaos wasn't really their fault. I mean, they do smell incredibly bad, which to some...
Oh, man. Are they a part of, what's his name? Nurgle? Oh, man, GG's. I see all types of bacon strips and bologna packets just falling out just right here. Oh man, I feel bad.
Love you freaks out there as a bonus. But outside of that, a lot of the Death Guard are actually just really nice people who wanted to work for the Emperor. An uncomfortably large portion of their force were cut from them during that whole Istvan thing, which is unfortunate because the few remaining loyalists we have left were actually pretty cool. Nathaniel Garrow and his small company of survivors on the Eisenstein are actually a good example as to what I'm talking about. Hell, even if you go back to people like Necrosius, who was an apothecary that was trying to cure Nurgle's rot while he was being affected by it, slowly killing him. He's still an interesting character, which is really fun to think about. So there is, like with the Emperor's Children, a lot of potential to tell a story involving the possible loyalist successors of the Death Guard because they aren't inherently evil like the Night Lords. But we aren't talking about a pocket of Marines that slipped by and decided, nah, we're gonna be loyalist in secret now. We are talking about my favorite goddamn founding in the setting, the 21st founding, the Cursed Founding. See, the Cursed Founding is one of those lore tidbits in 40k that I always thought was really cool. It was the formation of a bunch of Space Marine chapters that ended up with something being wrong with every single one of them. I want to cover the 21st founding a little bit more, but to give you a bit of a brief overview, it was a founding that was based upon the principle that a bunch of fresh and untouched gene seed reserves were found by the Mechanicus. So they decided it was time to try and make some perfect Space Marines. All good, right? They tinkered with...
No, it's Warhammer, bro. There's no such thing as perfect. I mean, obviously besides Vulcan. But like, bro, bro, leave it alone. Leave it alone. You don't have to... Oh, Lord have mercy, bro. You don't have to touch nothing. Like, just leave it. Bro, if you touch anything, you're gonna have things looking like this. Look at all these disgusting... Oh, my God. Listen, I'm not Brad Pitt, y'all. I'm not the best looking guy in the world. But man, bro, these things look absolutely disgusting.
The genetics of it and tried to make new chapters that didn't have the same flaws as the base 20 legions. You know, Blood Angels without the Red Thirst or Black Rage, Raven Guard without the Sable Brand, and so on and so forth. But because the Mechanicum, even way back when they were called the Mechanicum, couldn't do this, the modern day, well, modern as of M36, but the modern Mechanicus has a snowball's chance in hell of figuring it out. So the chapters that came out of the 21st founding were likely considered the most f***ed up of every chapter in 40k history. It was actually kind of awesome how f***ed up they were. It's like seeing a battle-born pug. It's kind of awesome. The reason why is because most of them were actually a lot more distinct and memorable just because of how weird they were, like the Minotaurs, the Firehawks, and the topic of today, the Sons of Antaeus, which even in universe people...
I can't lie, hey, they look a little clean. The Sons of Antaeus, that's their names. I'm gonna be honest with you. I go by like the visual sense, whatever. They look pretty clean. I'm gonna be honest with you. They look fly.
People who see the Sons of Antaeus look at them and go, yeah, this shit's totally Death Guard related. So, who are the Sons of Antaeus? Why are they so famous? Well, they're...
Famous? Okay, let me stop. Like Vulcan's Vulcan.
Isn't much to know about them, but they are incredibly distinct as far as Space Marine chapters go. Not in the fact that they have a lot of incredibly well-known lore and a bunch of cool stories, but by the fact that, on average, their Marines are from what I can see, about a full 2 or 3 feet taller than most normal Space Marines, making them in the writing for the tallest and largest Space Marines in the setting. Yeah, something went wrong with their creation process, and I likely would assume it was the os modula, because that's usually what causes bigger Space Marines, and it made their bones and muscles overdeveloped to a ludicrous degree.
Yo, I got the hiccups, yo. I'm sorry. I gotta drink more water.
Making them giant Space Marines that are also especially resilient. So resilient that people see them weathering damage that would kill a normal Space Marine, and they go, ah, so these are Death Guard successors. Regardless, these individuals wear armor that is very unadorned, similar to the plain gray armor of what the Legion pre-Primarch of the Death Guard looked like. But the thing about them that points to Mortarion is their incredibly stoic demeanor as well as their incredible resiliency. Now, their tactics are also very similar to that of the original Death Guard, foot-slogging Marines who focus on ground-based attrition tactics, more so than what a normal Space Marine does. You know, shock and awe. The Sons of Anteas are also incredibly secretive and tend to hide their origins, their layout.
Okay. I wanted to cut in a minute ago, but I was like, I'm gonna just let it sit for a little bit. The Son of Antaeus or whatever, they seem very standoffish. I feel like we're gonna learn more about them, but just off of first visuals, whatever, they look all right. They do seem kind of standoffish. I don't really they don't look. And listen, the Son of Antaeus. I don't want listen. I don't want y'all to come through and clap up the entire house, but I gotta be real. They don't seem as interesting. That's what I think. As some of the other factions that we reacted to. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I think,
And don't even really speak that much, which is both intimidating and mysterious at the same time. Think like the Carcharodons, but a couple feet taller and also likely very smelly. The mental image of these guys.
Oh, they stink too. Man, bro, Nurgle got a chokehold on these boys, bro.
Running in to absolutely decimate the forces of their enemies is really fun when you think about how gigantic they are, even by Space Marine standards. So they have similar mentality, similar tactics, and similar aesthetics to that of the Death Guard and Mortarion. So are they related? Yeah, probably. It is stated in lore that there is an unearthly amount of damage that they can soak up, and there are a few other major connecting threads, especially with the gene seed reserves being stated that there is a high possibility that there was traitor gene seed in there. But there isn't really a 100% way to confirm.
How does that even happen though? That's a real how bro, how does that even bro, does somebody I'm guessing this is somebody in the hospital. Does somebody in the hospital be messing with some type of traitor things and just go to just operate on just gene seed? Bro, what's going on? How does a trade how do you get a little traitor inside you? What's going on?
Confirm this. So at minimum, I like to think that they are a hybridized version of Death Guard with something else, but at most, I'm pretty sure they're kind of like the Iron Warriors with the Minotaurs, where there's a...
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I get, and I'll firmly, admit this. I get the Death Guard and Death Watch mixed up a lot. I don't know what it is. Maybe, because they, start off with death. But I gotta learn the I know what the Death Watch is. I gotta learn more about the Death Guard,
Lot of connections, and it's kind of obvious. But the definitive answer to the question of, are the Sons of Antaeus loyalist Death Guard, is me shrugging my shoulders and going, yeah, probably, but even if they aren't, I'm gonna personally believe they are no matter what. Which brings us to the end of the video, and yeah, if you look down, you'll see that we have a boatload more to go through in terms of watch time. Congrats, nerds, I've tricked you. I'm making this, are these guys actually loyalist traitors?
Hey, he doing a watch time glitch. Hey, I respect, listen, Mr. 40K Bones. Bro, I understand, we're in the same memo, bro. Hey, whenever that Bricky video comes out, which is already out, but whenever it actually comes out from my channel, my reaction to it, man, I think an hour long. Bro, listen, we have to do some some flight reacts. We have to do some Mr. Beast editing, because bro, 2 hours is absolutely diabolical. But yeah, bro, when that video comes out, man, we're good.
Special? No, don't go away. Sit down. We're gonna be watching some fun videos about weird Space Marine chapters you guys probably don't even know about. So sit down, we're gonna be talking about the Loyalist Alpha Legion we bought off of Wish. But before we do that, f*** it, gamer subs. I've recently been going to the gym a lot more, mostly out of insecurity, so that when I appear at Adepticon, I don't look completely pathetic in front of such bastions
What is this? Adeption Con. So what's that? Like, what's that about?
of masculinity. And one thing I find is that I can only go later in the day. I tend to start work on editing and recording the second I'm out of bed, sloppily downing my various old man cereals, sitting at a desk.
Ew, Raisin Brands? Are you like a criminal? Yo, Mr. 40K Bones, are you like sick? You eat Raisin Brands? Yo, are you like no. I'm genuinely like concerned. You eat Raisin Bran? Yo, I haven't seen Raisin Bran since water was a thing. Raisin Bran? Oh no, bro. You can sit here and be like, yo, you know what, bro? I eat honey bunches of oats. You know, you can sit here and be like, yo, you know what, man? I eat those little Wheaties cereals. Yo, you could have sat here and said, yo, I eat cornflakes. Raisin Brands is the worst cereal of all time. I don't know if y'all even know. That's my worst cereal of all. No, not even mine. That's the worst cereal of all time. Like, bro, Oreos is better than that, bro. The chocolate chip, the little mini chocolate chip cookie things is better than that. Like,
Screaming in a padded room can be weirdly draining on your focus and mental energies, pretty much, if you're doing it all day. So when I go to the gym, I tended to have pretty low energies when I got there. But I started putting a couple
you gotta, like, whenever, like, okay. First of all, I'm not really a big gym person. I don't like going to the gym. Whenever I exercise, I like playing, like, sports. I feel like it's just way more fun. I just don't want to sit there and just lift weights all day. That's not that's not my type of thing. That's not my, like, you know, cup of tea or whatever. Again, I like to, like, play basketball. I like to, I don't know, play different sports and stuff like that. So, or I like running. Like, I just want to be, like, out. Like, I want to be, like, outside and, like, you know, like not in the public, but, like, outside, you know, and, like, outdoor activity. That's what I love, you know. So whenever it comes down to the gym, I mean, like, I don't know. I just feel like it's very, like, I feel like I'm in, like, a cube, you know.
scoops of gamer subs in my water bottle beforehand, and now I'm pretty consistently putting in the work. For those who obsess over their carb intake, it's actually one of the better bangs for your buck. Tasty flavors that I seemingly clear out.
Anime girl thigh. Man, y'all down bad. Man, hey. Oh my goodness. Anime girl thigh is... Wait, what's that brand? Oh my.
A lot faster than I
just seen what
probably
was on the
should.
right.
And if you want to be like me, pushing weights that would make most large-sized house cats marginally envious, you could pick up some gamer subs yourself by clicking my link in the description or using code BONEZONE
my
at checkout.
goodness.
You get 10% off your purchase. With a bunch of sales and
Wow.
promotions almost always going on at any given point, you're always bound to pick up a bunch of extra goodies. So, if you grab something, let me know in the comments. And thanks again to Gamer Subs for sponsoring this channel. And let's get back to me misadvertising to my audience.
Bro,
You know what's weird? The fact that of all the people who scream out that there is a link between a chapter and Trader Gene Seed of some sort, there's always this kind of predilection to choose the usual suspects. But no one ever talks about the weird chapters that could exist from the least suspecting gene seeds. So let's talk about one, like the Alpha Legion. Though their colors are a bit reversed from whitish silver and turquoise to black and red, the Black Vipers are an Ultima founding chapter.
Ooh, they look cool. They look cold. I can't lie to you. They look cold, y'all. Like, no lie. They get, bro, ooh, that's a nasty color wave. They look kind of cold, bruh. Oh my goodness, bro. I'm gonna keep it real. That might be the best color wave we've seen. Not gonna lie to you.
Of Space Marines who have a certain air of mystery to them that I think is unmistakably
they look
Alpha
crazy.
Legion. Like the majority of the chapters that came out of the Ultima Founding, there isn't much to know about them yet. But the Black Vipers are a Salamander successor chapter who have a weird relationship with their parent legion, obviously. As in, when the Salamanders send a representative to meet them to induct them into the Prometheum cult right proper, they end up going, missing. They are likely black-bagged and sent directly into the nearest fucking
black bagged. Bro, this ain't Criminal Minds.
But the thing with the Black Vipers is that the info we know about them is that they are deliberately obfuscating their lore or information, basically anything that we need to know about them. It is stated in the scant lore dumps we have about them that they are incredibly secretive and lie all the time about the records of war and service.
I think I would too. No lie. I would too, bro. No lie.
We do know they come from the Ultima founding, but another thing we know is that for some reason, whenever they are in an area, Belisarius Cawl or his agents aren't really that far away, which reeks of Cawl trying to either keep an eye on them, or they could be like Alpha Primus and just serve Cawl like good little lapdogs. I find their secretive nature, their willingness to make people disappear, and their obsession with serpent iconography is kind of suspicious, though
Did y'all see that? He looks calm.
I do think it is interesting that these are potentially an Alpha Legion successor that Cawl used to represent that he could use Traitor Geneseed to make loyalist chapters, as I have the suspicion that all of the traitors had one representation throughout the entirety of the Ultima line to prove to Guilliman before Guilliman said absolutely goddamn not. So let's get into another example of these, as I think the Black Vipers are one of the best examples, but another really, really good one is, okay, you guys have probably heard of these guys. They are kind of popular, but for those who haven't, the Covenant of Fire is a successor chapter of the Word Bearers made in the Ultima founding. There's no way they are not of the Word Bearers stock. It's just so goddamn obvious. Yes, I am evoking my God-given right to stick my fingers in my ears and go la 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 la. I'm not listening in regards to my own fan theories, but it still holds true. So says I. But the first thing to note here is that their chapter badge is quite literally the same thing as the pre-heresy Word Bearers, and I feel like this is either the mother of all oversights in their design philosophy, or it's kind of just Cawl putting a little wink and a nod to the chapter. They have this obsession with collecting religious scriptures and historical documents regarding the Imperium, as well as finding anything that would be considered heretical to the Imperial Creed and burning it, which is pretty close to the original iconoclasts that the Word Bearers were, right? Their armor is not exactly like...
I mean, it kind of matches, like, you know, what this picture does, bro. They're burning scriptures. Bro, they're like, yo, anything religious take, yo, we're burning it. We're burning it.
The original Word Bearers, and they actually say in their lore that there are successors of the Salamanders, which, if I had a nickel for every Salamander's successor that was likely generated to cover up the genetic misdeeds of Belisarius Cawl, I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that happened twice. Apparently,
bro, I didn't know that, like, the Salamanders had these, like many successors, yo.
Unlike the Black Vipers, the Covenant of Fire was pretty damn quick to incorporate all the knowledge of the Prometheum cult into their chapter, which does make me squint a little bit. I think it is interesting because loyalists' word bearers are already a pretty fun idea at base, since they were kind of a not so combat effective legion at base. They were talkers. So finding overly talkative Marines with a religious slant to them is probably going to be easy, right? You'd fucking think, because that is a bit of a specific thing. But in an era of long speeches and religious fervor, it's not exactly easy to parse through the chaff. It's kind of like finding a needle in a haystack if the haystack was also just made of needles of very...
Hey, I'm gonna keep it real. I think I could find a needle in a haystack, no lie. And listen, I'm not, like, you know, trying to brag or whatever, but I think I can actually find a needle in a haystack.
In colors. But regardless, I think this is all going to tie into my main point for this video, however meandering that it is. And that is that loyalist traders are really cool. And I don't think I need to tell you that because most people can agree. They have a lot of potential for really cool storytelling, and it's why I am constantly keeping my eye out for potential dudes who could potentially be successor chapters. There is a lot of wiggle room for it. and it is probably
To me, I think like loyalist traders are like kind of like confusing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but like yeah, that's what I think
due
about
to
it.
GW having that design philosophy from back in the days still instilled in them, where everything can be canon if nothing is confirmed. So f it, the Minotaurs, they're a Night Lord successor now. I'm calling it. I decree this. They're based off of the Atramentar. I don't give a shit. You could literally debate me on this. I will bullshit my way to victory like you wouldn't believe. I have a larger deck stacked against you than you could ever imagine. But that's the
Yo, Mr. 40K Booms is on timing. You heard what he said. He said, yo, if you want to debate me in the comments, you can if you really want to. Hey, bro, I got all the research. I got notes on top of notes on walls. Bro, I got the evidence, bro. Bro, any question you want to know, anything you want to debate, bro, I already got it down. I've been rehearsing debates in the mirror since last night. You won't win. That's basically what he's saying. Bro got notes on top of notes on top of notes. You're never beating them.
point of 40K in a sense. You could bullshit your way in and out of most situations. And I think that's the beauty of it. I find the creative aspects of the hobby are the best part of it. And yeah, it has been
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but like, you know, that's so like rare to hear, you know. Man, my throat is really just debacling. But yeah, that's so like rare to hear, man, because a lot of people, bro, are so like, well, a lot of people that I see are very like, you know, lore oriented. Like if it's not in the lore, then it's trash, it's weak, like, you know, they don't ride with it. And when I say they, I don't mean the entire Warhammer like community. Like, you know, most of the Warhammer community is pretty cool. It's just there's some people, man, who take everything so seriously, and they like, and if it's not by the lore, like, you know, if it's not in text by the lore, if it's not in the book, and it was just like made up or whatever, then all of a sudden it's just weak, it's trash. They don't even consider it as like a new thing or whatever. I just feel like, you know, some people in the Warhammer community blow off a lot of like, you know, good ideas and, you know, good creative ideas and stuff like that. That's what I think. But
all but confirmed. Then in the creation of the Ultima Founding, the gene seed strains that were cultivated and used were hybridized to some degree. The base template of each legion was modified with the best traits from each other legion, though it was confirmed that the most stable traits were kept, mostly using Rogel Dorn's gene seed in order to stabilize the most dangerous ones, though this doesn't mean that other stable gene seeds weren't used in order to improve upon pre-existing designs, like Perturabo being weirdly hardy and his men being especially resilient. Why not try to incorporate their genetic sequences for their
so I didn't even know that like if you were like bigger than like the average like spaceman or whatever, you got like some type of like mutant like condition. I didn't even know that at first. I just thought that like some was just taller than the other. I didn't know that. Okay.
Modula to make the gene seeds for other chapters significantly stronger. Or maybe try to incorporate the poison and toxin resistance that's inherent to the Death Guard's gene seed from their banks into of these Marines as well. It could also be said for the dozens of other gene seed organ modifications that could possibly occur. Hell, why not take the adrenaline and the bloodthirst of the Blood Angels and put that into the Belisarian Furnace when that activates, which if you don't know, that's a small organ on the heart of a Space Marine, specifically a Primaris Marine, that activates when they're near death, that causes them to go into a hyper-adrenalinated, which is not a word, state that keeps them alive and helps them push through. Could you imagine that maybe they took some of what...
Bro, it's stuff like that, bro, where I'm like, I've never even, and maybe I'm the first one who never even heard it before, but like, yo, what?
The Black Rages and put it in there just to add that little extra oomph. I feel like that would make a lot of sense. We do know that Gilliman has said no to Trader Gene Seed being used, but Belisarius Call is also an asshole who will not listen to Gilliman, even if he was demanded to. So he totally did to make the best Space Marines possible. But the part I want to think about is that the Primaris Gene Seed does have a degree of degeneration, which allows the base template structures that were used to create it start to shine through. So the Blood Angels are falling to the Black Rage again, even though the Primaris Gene Seed had that minimized. The Space Wolves are starting to get a little bit more feral and a little bit more rowdy over time. And I think because of that, we will see more Space Marines falling to their weird genetic abnormalities. Will it take time? Yes, but I think it's going to be fun to see, and fun to find out who is who. Because this would mean that if someone were afflicted with, say, the Luna Wolves, or, say, the Sons of Horus, you know, same chapter, there was this weird genetic abnormality that, for some reason, the Sons of Horus eventually, over time, would start to look like Horus, almost eerily so, to the point where other chapters, other legions, and so on, thought it was actually kind of creepy how all the Marines looked like Horus. Or, say, with the Night Lords, you could see the degeneration that comes alongside the processing of their gene seed that would cause the innate psychic capabilities of curs to manifest for future sight and so on and so forth. There's an endless myriad of options here, and I like the idea that it only takes time for these things to come out. Like, I don't know how that degeneration would happen for the Alpha Legion in the case of the Black Vipers, or, I don't know, with the Sons of the Phoenix, other than if you took off their helmets and they're all white-haired and beautiful, but I don't know, it seems like it could be kind of cool. I do like the idea that it comes out that there are traitor loyalists now, or loyalist traitor, whichever one makes the most sense. I like the idea that there is, that, and there's one of that for like the Luna Wolves, and you have the entire universe just shoot them a side eye like they're about to explode and start some shit if we don't do something about it, you know? That's just kind of what I want. This entire video was more kind of just me theory crafting and promoting a few chapters
I think Anthony, bro, this entire video, I was trying my best to see what he was like talking about. I feel like he was trying to put like a lot of theories together and try to like, I think this was him just like basically just putting a bunch of things together, because I was trying to decipher what he was trying to say, and like he was basically just, like, I don't know, like I got what he was saying, but at the same time it's like, to somebody new, like if you're like a new, like, you know, like, and I'm a new booty, but at the same time I'm not new, like I'm learning some things. If you're like a new like Warhammer fan, then yeah, you're gonna be, bro, it's gonna sound like calculus, like whatever, like what he was saying, bro. Bro, it's gonna sound like algebra 4, like homework. Like, by the way he's talking, bro, he's just so far deep into like Warhammer, like just everything, that like, to somebody that's new, bro, bro, like it sounds like Mr. 40K Bones is talking in like science, bro. I promise you.
Just didn't really have the ability to make a whole video on, because if you go on the wiki pages and you go on any of the lore documents, there's like maybe one entry for each of these guys, and I think the Sons of Antaeus was my foot in the door to cover a few chapters.
The Sons of Anteas, like, they cool. I was expecting a little bit more from them, but you know, just to keep it real, I mean, they look pretty intimidating, but at the same time I expected way more, not gonna lie to you. So
That kind of have a similar theme to them. I know that the Sons of Antaeus may or may not have actually been confirmed to not be Death Guard, but you know what? Fuck you. I think it's hybridized. I don't care. You can't prove me wrong. I mean, you probably totally could, because I'm not that hard to disprove. You really just need to have a basic knowledge of the setting and be fine. But regardless, what do you all think about the chapters I discussed today? And do you think I was talking?
yo, the toes holding up the cup is nasty work. Bro, comment down below what you guys think about this one. This is basically just like a big melting pot of just like Warhammer theories and stuff like that, but I kind of got what he was saying. The oh my god, I forgot the name already. I mean, my bad, but at the same time, you know, like obviously, like they're not as valued as like the salamanders. Like, bro, I would never forget Vulcan or like the salamander's name. But like the guys he was talking about earlier, let me see if I can like show them again one more time. No, not them. Hold up. I forgot their name. There was like a Sadie's or something like that. Bro, what was their name? Bro, I forgot their name. Oh man, I forgot their name. What was their name? Right here. Wait, hold up. No. Bro, what was their name? Oh my lord, what was their name? The guy that he was talking about, mainly throughout the video. Not the guy. I'm talking about like the actual faction. They're very creepy. The whole thing about the faction, you know, like taking out people silently and stuff like that, bro. Like it's GTA 5. Yeah, they are crazy. But other than that, man, comment down below. What do you guys actually think about this video? This was definitely a very confusing video to a new Warzone. I said Warzone. Oh my god, bro. Self-neck to a new Warhammer person. But other than that, man, hopefully you guys still enjoyed. I wish I could, listen, I wish I could have talked a little bit more. I kind of just let, you know, Mr. 40K Booms, you know, I kind of let him get his bag off, but I promise you in the next video, I'm definitely going to yap a little more. I know you guys like my yapping, so yeah, I got to provide, you know, with the words. Other than that, man, I'm going to see y'all for the next one I'm out. And yeah, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to see y'all later. Bye.